Hey everyone, how you doing today? My name's Kirsty, aka Beth Bookish, and on today's video I'm bringing you something a little different that involves book mail. About a year ago I signed up for Tandem's kind of read-alongs and newsletter every week, and since then I've done a couple of things. So I read Undo Your Spell with them, I was gifted A Year to Change Your Life by Lucy Maddox, and I've done a few things and signed up for some that I didn't get, but one of the ones that I signed up for I thought it'd be fun to do a little video on and also talk a little bit about my own process with this. And this is a book whose name I cannot remember, No Romeo. It's not what I would typically read. It is a kind of dark, I don't know if it's a mafia romance, but it is a dark romance. But the thing that intrigued me about this one is that it's a group annotating video, project. So they've sent the book along with what they said is everything we need to annotate this book. And then I think they said over like 10 days we're going to read it, annotate it together and make a sort of community group project showing all of our annotations of this book. Now, as someone who has tried various different ways of annotating over the years and would like to do a bit more, this sounded like a great project. It also pushes me to read different books because, as you know, dark romance usually is super spicy, which isn't typically my thing, but I have read a couple that I have enjoyed. And the premise of this one did sound really good. So we're going to open it, check out what they've sent, and then we're going to get started on finding out what's going on. So we have these lilac sticky tabs, as well as, knockoff mild liners, knockoff zebras, and two highlighters in this kind of bluey, pale blue colour, and some tabs so we can tab our pages and tell them, like, show ourselves where we are. The only thing that I feel is missing is a biro, because, you know, I know it's kind of given, most of us would have biros, but not everyone would. Oh, we have more. We have a few more sticky tabs in all these different colours, and we have some emoji stickers. How cute are these? These are cute. I like these. I feel like that one might come in handy. It is the book. And it's No Romeo by Donna Alam. And it says, scandal meets sizzle when a runaway bride's quick getaway lands her in the arms of her almost groom's rival. But he has more than business on his mind when he makes her an offer she can't refuse. Your wedding day is meant to be the happiest day of your life, not the day you discover your groom is a cheating jerk. When I run, strong arms catch me. It's just a shame they belong to my ex's nemesis of Oliver Dubel. Rich and powerful, the man is sin in a suit. He's also arrogant, demanding, and infuriatingly irresistible. When my wedding disaster goes viral and deportation hangs over my head, Oliver offers me a deal, help him ruin my ex in exchange for my visa. The fine print, move in with him. I want to laugh in his face until I discover how ruthless he is. So I decide to repay him by making his life a living hell, and he retaliates by being nice to me. Which is why things become really weird as lines blur and pretend suddenly begins to feel real. But Oliver is no Romeo, and only a fool would fall for him. Worryingly, I think that fool might be me. I like how they've kind of gone, you know, like the blue to go with the blue. That's what I do when I annotate. I try to find colours of my mark. I try to find highlighters that match the cover. So I'm like, I appreciate that. And I like how like these have that kind of, you know, sort of tones that I feel are very fitting, definitely fitting for the book. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this one. I think they said the read-along is due to start on the 30th of July. It's definitely one it's very different to what I would normally read, but I'm hoping that this is going to be kind of what Twisted Love thought it was and what I was expecting it to be. I'm hoping that this is going to be more along those lines, where it's like a guy that actually gives me dangerous vibes. We shall see how I get on with it. But either way, thank you to Tandem, and please do go check them out and sign up for the newsletter. And yeah, let's go get some annotating done. And at some point we'll talk about this book and maybe talk about the thing, like how I annotate and stuff in general. So yeah, let's go. I meant to record this like hours ago and forgot. But day one of No Romeo. I'm probably not going to update every single day. We shall see. What? What the hell? What? Oh, it's a big meow. Huh? Why are you yelling at me? Oh, that scared the life out of me. Oh my god. I've also just put the book down. Oh, I did not expect that. Baby girl, what is the matter? Huh? What is the matter? Is it because I'm in a new spot and you're confused? I spend half my life confused, so welcome to the club. Anyway, back to the book. So today was day one, and every day we have a journal, or not really a journal, but like an annotation prompt, as well as I think it's every other day there's a creative challenge. Today's creative challenge was to post something like a stack of books with runaway brides as the trope. Gonna admit, that's not a trope I have really read or watched. It was also like all movies and TV, and I was like, I could not think of a single one. And I went through all my books and I was like, I didn't have anything. So I didn't do that. But what I did do is a little reel of like my day one annotations and what I've been getting up to with the song Runaway by Bon Jovi, because it's all about she's a little runaway and she is a runaway. But I really did like the start of this. I am concerned about the main character, the main lead, Oliver, but that's because this is only the second book I've ever read with like that billionaire romance trope, and the only other book that I have had with that trope, I don't even think I own it anymore. Did I sell it? I sold it. I hauled it and sold it, and that was Twisted Love by Anna Huang that we all know I hated. And I am kind of worried that this guy's gonna have that similar vibe to Alex, where it's like, I'm dark, I'm twisted, I'm dangerous, you shouldn't be with me, I'll destroy you. And in reality, he's just kind of like a rich simp who couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag and just is edgy for no real apparent reason and acts like an absolute tool the entire book and was just really shitty. So I am worried about that, because so far we've only had him from her perspective. I also wasn't so fond of the fact she's just exposed her fiancé as a cheater. She's just spectacularly destroyed her wedding, which I loved. I thought it was brilliant. Why? Oh my god. I don't know. What's wrong, huh? I wasn't such a fan of like, you've literally just blown up your wedding in a very spectacular fashion and have made this dramatic exit. You've jumped into the first, like, she kind of falls against this car, the door opens and she just gets in. Like, that's pretty dumb behaviour. It just happens to be the car of your ex-fiance's enemy. And then within 5 minutes of meeting him, not even 5 minutes I don't think at this point, she's like, oh, I'm feeling a tingling down there. And I'm like, really? Just find the guy attractive, but don't start having sexual feelings absolutely immediately unless you're some sort of nympho. It made me a little bit, but it's early days. I have quoted a few things, like I'll show you. You saw in the video some of the clips my first page. It was weird. It took me like 45 minutes to read 20 pages. And as you know, that is not me. I normally read sort of 2 pages a minute or a page a minute, which, you know. Oh yeah, one of the texts that he sent to her maid of honor, who is the one that he's sleeping with, was, I can't wait to give you my rock hard 8 inches, I announced, flicking the next sheet away. I hope one of you thought to gift that man a new ruler. Whatever he's using right now is lying to him. And it's like, someone snickers, another barks out a laugh. Just the way she was so savage. I loved it. And you can tell Oliver is already into that. Not today, hoary Satan, is another quote that I quite like. I have used 2 different colours for this spread. So we have this, the pale blue is my notes, my annotations, my quotes and things, and then the sort of dark bluey purple, that is the Tandem specific and things linked to the challenges. So for today, the sort of prompt was, what do you think of Oliver based off of Evie's perspective in the first 2 chapters? So I was highlighting in that colour the things that sort of showed us what he's like, so I could draw that conclusion. So it's got like a description of his visuals, which of course he's like superstar model with chiseled facial expressions and almost impossible genetics. And then there was a quote that I've actually tabbed, which is, violence, it might not be the answer, yet it doesn't stop certain individuals from begging the question. I really liked it. I do like the writing style in this, even if I'm already questioning a couple of the motivations, but hey, it's a romance, so what else is it going to do? It's a little bit cliche, it's a little bit like, how is this book going to be 500 nearly pages long? Am I going to want to give it up by this point? But I did also have a good time. I mean, I've had a good enough time with it, though it's nearly 10 minutes of me talking just about the first 20 pages. I will say, obviously, by the time you see this, I will have finished this book, or DNF'd it, we'll see how it goes. But if you head on over to my Instagram that I will link below, then there will be a highlights, so you can see all of my reels in more detail each day of what I get up to. But yeah, I think I might enjoy it. But like I said, the only sort of example I've got to go off right now is Twisted Love. And I obviously am doing a lot of comparisons in my mind, and some of the things that he was being described as and how he was acting, I was like, oh dear God, please do not let this be an Alex 2.0. I cannot cope, I will not cope, and I will DNF. So hopefully it's not going to do that, and the highly educated veterinarian main character, who so far has been very sassy, is not going to become a brainless idiot. I hope. I'm on a very, very bad luck, unfortunate streak at the minute. Not only did I just record over an hour of footage for Adventure-a-thon, and then when I went to play it back before I downloaded it, it had recorded it in the slow-mo mode on my camera, not the regular mode, which means not only is it all filmed in slow-mo, there's no audio, and I nearly... Just saying, you don't have that problem with a phone. So that was a joy, and means I now have to record tomorrow when I didn't want to do any filming tomorrow. But I've also got yet another DNF. And unfortunately, considering this is the book that I'm supposed to be talking about for this video, this is going to be quite a short video, I think. I've said in the group chat that I might give it another go. Maybe it was just my brain today and yesterday did not want to engage. But I don't think I am. The more I think about it, the more I'm like the first day, even though I was having an okay time and some bits were really good, and I would definitely check out this author's other stuff, there were a couple of little niggles that got me, such as the fact that she, not even 3 minutes, her inner monologue was how hot he was and how it was doing tingly things down there, and I was like, you've just had your heart smashed to pieces and have just run away from your wedding. But this is definitely a book where I was really intrigued by the premise, but unfortunately it's just the main character, Oliver. I saw a couple of things in the group chat that had me a little bit like, not sure about this. I also didn't like that the second it went to his POV, it was all about, I want to see what's under her dress, I'm interested in this $1,000 underwear that she's wearing, everything she does, she's just so hot and I want her on my lap. And I was just like, it's not pleasant. There was barely anything that, if in fact, I don't think there was anything in his thoughts about her that wasn't something sexual. And she kind of very quickly, her POV went to, I just want to have sex. Like, these guys have sex very, very early on, and it was one of those situations where I was like, I'm too asexual for this book. I fall more into the demisexual. I need to have a connection with someone for a while before I start to get those kinds of urges. I really didn't like the fact that she's just gone through all of this and then the first thing she's doing is just jumping into bed with this guy. And I don't know, there was just, when he was propositioning her about something as well, and his attitude and the way he is with her, it just feels like coercion and it feels very manipulative. And while I love a dark romance, I read a mafia romance last year that I thought was fantastic. And the reason I loved it so much is because, yes, the men were seriously dark, dangerous, lethal, scary, brutal, and all of that, but they treated the partner like a queen. And they had nothing but respect. They didn't talk down to her. They didn't try to, force her into anything she didn't want. They listened to her concerns. They even were like, hey, we'll offer to train you up so you can defend yourself. Oliver's given me very much like, I'll be in a relationship with you if you do what I want. And it's got the buddings of major miscommunication, which, as we all know, is my least favourite, when it's unnecessary and is just there for plot device. Abso-fucking-lutely not. I will DNF. It was such a fantastic opener though, the way she did the vows, the way she was so sassy, and it just felt like the second she got into connection with Oliver, that sort of cleverness and that kind of sass and snark that I really liked about the character in the first chapter disappeared to, oh, he's hot. And even though I was expecting a lot of smut, a lot of spice, I kind of wasn't expecting it to go so fast, and I just needed way more before. It just, yeah, I wasn't feeling it with the characters, and unfortunately I have decided to DNF. So yeah, that ended up not really being very successful, not very much of an annotating vlog. Let me know in the comments, would you like me to do this again with another book, like do a bit of go into annotating and do a bit more of an annotating read-along vlog? And hopefully a book that I actually like. I'll probably do a reread of one of my favourites and take you on that journey. Would you be interested in seeing that? And if so, let me know what book you would be interested in seeing me annotate. But yeah, unfortunately this one is a DNF, but I am intrigued enough by the author's writing that I would like to try more of her stuff. And I definitely think if you are a dark romance girly, if you enjoyed Twisted Love, I know I'm in the minority with that book, but I would say if you did enjoy Twisted Love, then I think you would enjoy this one. And if you like books that are very spicy right from the get-go, you will love this book. It's just, for me, I think I'm too asexual and there wasn't a good enough connection for the characters and I just couldn't do it. Thank you so much to Tandem for giving me the opportunity to join this read along. I'm genuinely gutted that I didn't end up having a great time, and I do feel really bad because the authors followed me on Instagram and now I'm like, oh, I didn't finish the book and I feel really bad. But I am also I'm always honest about how I feel, and I'm never going to say that I've loved a book just because I feel like I need to make it happy. And as I said, I do recommend this. It just isn't for me. So I will say thank you to Tandem and thank you to Donna Alam for this copy. Do check it out if you are into any of the things that I mentioned previously. And in the meantime, I hope you're all good. I hope you're staying safe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.